Cause and effect. Every phenomenon is the result of causes and effects. Within our limited intellectual scope, we can only see a very small part of this causal chain. So we tend to doubt the karmic law of cause and effect when the specific causes and effects across time or space are beyond what we can fathom. Even advanced practitioners cannot explain the totality of causal relationships behind a single phenomenon. The Buddha had a disciple named Satipatthaka. When he first requested ordination from the Buddha, he was refused by the Buddha's other disciples, who are arhats and had mastered supernatural clairvoyance. When the Buddha asked them the reason for their rejection, they replied that Satipatthaka, in his past 500 lifetimes, had not made any connection with the Buddha. The Buddha then said, "You are only able to see the causes and conditions within his past 500 lifetimes, but not earlier when he was a dog and made an inadvertent offering to me." This created a connection between us and served as the reason why he wants to become a monk and to follow me in this life. The continent of Jambudvipa, the world where we humans live according to Buddhist cosmology, is a place where the force of karma is demonstrated and felt more strikingly. Most people are brought here by their past karma, so their present lives are under the influence of actions undertaken not only in this life, but also in past lives, some of which can be traced back several lifetimes or even a few hundred lifetimes. However long the span of time is, these causes will not disappear by themselves. Taking the example of negative actions, there are two main ways to cancel them: to cultivate virtues and to repent and purify karmic obstacles, or to do nothing but wait passively until related causes and conditions work together to produce an effect that would naturally exhaust them. It is said that during the lifetime of the Buddha, the armies of Virudhaka, king of Shravasti, attacked the city of the Shakyas and massacred people there. Of all of Buddha's Shravaka disciples, Maudgalyayana possessed the greatest miraculous powers. So he rescued 500 Shakyas in his alms bowl made of iron and raised it high up in the air, hoping to give them refuge, only to find out later that all had died inside regardless. At that moment, the Buddha himself had a headache. When his disciples asked him why this had happened, he replied, "Many lifetimes ago, those Shakyas were fishermen who lived by killing and eating many fish. One day they caught 2 big ones, and instead of killing them immediately, they left them tied to a pole. As those 2 fish stranded out of the water writhed in agony, they thought, 'These men are killing us, even though we have done them no harm. In return, may the day come when we kill them without them having done us any harm.' The effect of the 2 big fishes' thought was that they were reborn as King Virudhaka and his minister Matrupakara, while all the other fish killed by the fishermen became their troops. Today they have massacred the Shakyas. At that time, I myself was the child of one of those fishermen, and watched those 2 tied-up fish writhing unbearable agony as they dried. I laughed. The effect of that action is that today I have a headache. But I had not achieved the qualities I now possess. I too would have been killed by the troops of Virudhaka." Apparently, once an effect ripens, nothing can change it. Indeed, how could this not be so for ordinary people, when even the Buddha, who had rid himself of all karmic and emotional obscurations, still had to accept the effect of past actions. We seem to live in a random world of inconceivable coincidences and unexplainable impulses. But the truth is that our fate is pulled and propelled by our own karmic force. We generate causes and in turn bear their effects, good or bad, without exception. Karma is a Sanskrit word meaning action, and it connotes dynamic force. An action leads to its effect, which brings forth a new action. In this way, causes and effects form a continuum with potent energy, where new elements join ceaselessly. Although the overall trend of the continuum is hard to alter, new actions can either reinforce or weaken the karmic force within. For example, if someone practices Dharma, the effect of his past negative actions, which may lead to his future rebirth in lower realms, may manifest itself as severe pain in his present life. Meanwhile, if he stays positive while enduring the painful effects of negative karma, he adds positive elements to new causes and effects. If new causes are powerful enough, it's likely that they may even reverse the potential karmic trend, as in the case of Milarepa. Having committed serious wrongs that could have easily cast him into hells, Milarepa practiced Dharma with unimaginable determination and fortitude. Instead of falling into a hell realm, he rose to attain Buddhahood in a single lifetime. When we see people suffering or dying because of disasters, we should neither regard what happened as accidental without underlying causes, nor think that it is their own fault. Among these people, some may be manifestations of Buddhas and Bodhisattvas who intend to teach us impermanence, selflessness, and compassion. Some may have successfully cancelled the more severe effects through cultivating virtues and practicing Dharma. And some may have finished what needs to be done in this world and be ready to move on to other places. Our world is filled with intricacy and possibility. In search of the truth, we should be both humble and enthusiastic.